She's so pretty and she's so peculiar. How she moves. Stings like ivy, floats away like dandelions do. How they do. My saving grace, a field of lavender in partial bloom. And so are you, these failing ways.
Hi everyone, this is Chauncey from Session Stories. Today I'm joined by Topeka Clementine, an artist collective whose music feels like flipping through someone's old journal, full of warmth, honesty, and quiet beauty. Their new album, Topeka Clementine III, is out now, and it's a stunning mixture of intimate songwriting, lo-fi textures, and emotional depth, and we are so happy to have them here today.
Thank you for that intro.
Yeah, of course. So one thing I noticed about your music is that there's definitely jazz elements that are incorporated like throughout the albums that you put out so far. So are there any jazz artists or styles that have influenced your sound?
I would say for like the last album, I fell asleep on a plane. Leib's like first album, like looping, and I had just so many ideas for like these tight 4-part harmony vocals, and just I think having that on a lot was definitely a very big inspiration for me. I've lately, I've just been like getting into a lot of more modern folks, like Orange Julius on Instagram, but what Julius Rodriguez, Cisco Swang.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, the chops to like let their influence properly seep in and like have me like emulate things that they do, but they're people I listen to frequently that just absolutely blow me away.
Yeah. There was a song on the album, it's called After the Cope Show. So this definitely feels a bit personal, especially with the inclusion of the voice memos, which I really love. So I was wondering, is this track from like personal experiences, or maybe does it reflect like broader interpretations?
I think it's definitely inspired by personal experiences, but it's funny because I've had multiple people say like, oh, that's happened. Like I've had that situation happen, even within the context of like in our scene. Like going to a Cope show is just like its own vibe, this whole thing. Like they're my favorite band in the scene, and it's just like a fun little shout out for them.
Yeah. So I know one of the songs is live. So what inspired you to include the live version of the Oceanside song from, I think it was Poorhouse? Was there something unique about that performance? Like I know you gave a couple of shout outs in the song about the venue or the place. So just curious why you decided to add that one on.
That one was special to me because I mentioned the place I'm at in the song. Yeah, the first one was always supposed to be the demo. I didn't really know what I wanted it to become, but it felt like a great way to just be like, this is like my New Year's show, like in my hometown. A song about my hometown. I've mentioned the place I'm at in the song, and like here's all of these people like from the place I grew up, and might as well like let that be the version that is the most itself of this song. It's like not even an arrangement thing. It's like just a moment in time.
Yeah, I think one of the funniest lines in that song was when you mentioned you're like, we used to come here and get beers when we weren't of age. I think that was mentioned somewhere there, and I'm like, I wonder what the people in this bar right now are thinking.
Also, it's different than in Germany. Like the drinking age is a little...
Yeah, it's like 16, 14. I don't know. It's like...
Are you from Germany originally, in Berlin?
Oh, no, I'm originally from Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, not from Germany. Like, no, 21 was my drinking age as well. Yeah. But one thing I really love about your music is that there's like this tape warmth and lo-fi beauty to a lot of your tracks. I'm curious, like, are you deliberately creating a certain sonic aesthetic, or are you more focused kind of on like emotional texture maybe?
That's a really good question. I think that emotion gets elicited through the sound I choose, and I'm not really thinking about it in terms of numbers of like how hard I resample something, or like what the ratio of the compression is. It's just like once it feels right and it feels how I want it to feel, and once it sounds the way I feel comfortable hearing it back, then it's ready.
And I always like to ask this question, but is there a particular track on the album that's like your favorite
it's like picking a favorite kid. I don't know. They all like come in and out of my favor. Lady Love, I was like wasn't that stoked on it for a little bit, and then I listened to it again. Like I heard like a snippet of it, something it like played on a reel or something. I was like, oh, that's actually like not bad. Okay, cool.
And were there any tracks that maybe almost didn't make it onto the album, or any tracks that changed drastically from like the first draft?
Oh, Cryptid Song has like a fully produced version that I might release later. I've generally, my recording process has been all myself, except for like a couple things like before. And I'm like getting so sick of it because I can get it to sound exactly how I want. And that's boring. And I crave the live thing because I don't get to decide how it sounds almost. Like it's kind of up to other people. Like I'm more interested to see what other people would do with it than what I'm capable of doing. It's just, it's not exciting for it to sound how I want it to sound anymore. I'm like over it. I need someone to like put new context to all of it.
Well, what would you want it to be? Like maybe like something more experimental or like more rich in sound? Like what would you want it, like how different would you want it to be? Because I guess you still don't want to lose your kind of like your sonic identity. You know, when people hear your song, they know that like, okay, this is from this band. But at the same time, I understand like you want to spice it up a bit.
Yeah, I think I don't care where it goes. Like I just need it to be something else. But then at the same time, I've just been having such a hard time finding people that want to commit themselves to a project, and like understandably so. Everyone has like their own idea of what they think is good music. I only self-produce like out of necessity, really. The people to play live out of necessity. But like they're people I love and adore, obviously. But it's like that necessity mindset I'm trying to break away from. It's more like a mindset. Like if it's gonna be a self-recorded thing, it needs to, and like self-produced, it needs to be that way because I want it to, not because.
Yeah. But yeah, I hear a lot of artists talk about this, and it really is hard finding someone to commit to something, especially if it's near and dear to your heart, just because music is so subjective. Yeah, it can take some time to find someone that really gels with your sound, but also helping you to create a new sound. So yeah, totally understand.
And that's okay, you know, you don't have to like become the Beatles overnight and like have 4 people that are just like ride or die. You can sort of just be fishing around in the dark for the longest, and then someone reaches a hand out all of a sudden, and that's okay.
Exactly. And so I know this is the third project under the name. So does this third project feel kind of like a sequel, or would you say you're like reinventing, you know, who Topeka Clementine is with like each release?
I think it's more of a reinvention, which is funny because people say it sounds so consistent throughout the projects. But I think it's funny. I was thinking about this the other day. It feels like the first project was like the lyricism, I think, is the only consistent I have thing. And like the production of that was like, this is like the stuff I would have made in middle school if I was making music in middle school. And I just needed to get it out. I need to get it out of my system. Like literally just 2 chord progressions and like electronic beat boops. Like just, I'm having fun. I'm having like, that was like my discovery era, I feel like. And then the second one was like, okay, we're listening to jazz now. Like we're like mature. We know how to like loop together progressions to tell a story. And yeah, just like a little bit more refined, a little bit more complex, I guess. And then the third one is like, actually, fuck all of that. I want to go back to like breaking it down to like as minimal as possible.
Yeah.
And just because we have a Logic session that can like run 100 tracks at the same time doesn't mean we need it. Like it can, if the song is good enough, it'll just be good enough.
Yeah. I actually wrote that in my notes that this album compared to the others, it sounds a bit more raw and stripped back. But there's still like a very strong authenticity behind it because it feels so raw and stripped back. I quite liked this version. I thought it was super nice. Like it was still beautiful and melodic, of course, as always, but it was a bit grittier, which I kind of like. It's like the emotions were able to shine through a bit more. So I liked it. Yeah.
Thank you.
And just curious, what do you hope people take away when they listen to your music? Like, is it a feeling or a message?
You know, I've gotten so many different responses from people about the music across the board. I think it's up to the listener to decide what they take away, you know? And that's great. Like, I think you should decide what you get from your own experience with the music. I don't think I want to pigeonhole someone into like having an expectation about the album or yeah, kind of defining what their experience should be. I mean, I talk a lot about grief. I talk a lot about gender identity. I talk a lot about showing up how you can. Those things are necessary for you, like in your life, like having a conversation about those things. If that's something you could take away, that's great.
And I had meant to ask this earlier, but I was just curious, who is the adorable little child at the end? Is it Magnolia? Is that the song?
Okay.
I think the cutest little child was at the end. Is that someone's like kid? I don't know. The voice was just adorable. They're like singing I don't know if it's some type of lullaby or children's song, but it was so adorable. I really loved it.
That's like a really, really old recording of my mom and I singing in nursery rhyme. Yeah.
That's really cute. That was so cute. Yeah. And then, so what's up next for you? Any shows? Any more music? Any collabs?
I'm going to be on tour. I'm leaving for tour on Saturday.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
First step is Flagstaff, actually. I'm going to be in Arizona. Yeah. And I'm going to go through some of the Midwest. I'm going to stop at Kansas. I'm not going to be able to do Topeka, but I'll like pass by the signs. I want to take a picture. After the Midwest leg, I have a West Coast leg of tour as well. I'm going to be playing with my friends from Sacramento, Rainbow City Park. I have this EP that I really want to do, just like a 3-song. Is that even an EP? It's something. There's like 3 John Prine songs I really want to play. Just see what I can do with them. I really just admire his songwriting. I have 3 other songs that I want to release as like a little project, and I'm going to do a Christmas album this year.
Are you? That'd be cool.
Yeah, my friend really wants to do a Christmas album. Like, she like loves Christmas music. This is like Christmas music. I need to like preface it. It's like not for the Christians, it's for the autistic people. So we're going to do that. I'm also going to be producing a lot for In Mazes. That's like my main project now. Yeah, I've been drumming and producing for them. And yeah, excited to see what goes on with that. Probably looking at having some stuff done by June. We have a couple things out, but like having the bulk of it done by June. Don't know when the release is going to be. That's up in the air. Potential tour with that project in August as well. So lots to do.
And are you ever coming to Europe? When can we expect you in Europe?
When I can afford it, honestly. Yeah, that would be, I mean, that's honestly the dream. I feel like I'd have a really good time there. I think it'd be well received.
100%. Yeah, definitely.
Do you have any tips? Do you have any tricks? Do you have any people I might be able to hit up?
Like, I'm just getting started. You're way more senior than I am. I can check for you, but I know you'll be very well received here in Berlin. Also, it's not as expensive when you travel, when you do touring over here in Europe, or so I've heard from artists that I've met that are touring through Europe. The main thing that they highlight is that it's way cheaper than they expected here compared to back home. So yeah, it's not as costly, which is a good thing. But yeah,
I mean, I'm definitely lucky. I built my truck out to have like a camper shell, so I don't have to worry about lodging really. It's kind of just gas and food where I need to.
Yeah. Well, I think those are the main questions that I had for you. Are there maybe any final words that you would like to leave the listeners and your fans with?
Drink water.
Yes.
Drink lots of water. Yeah. Look after yourselves.
Well, very cool. Thanks so much, Kai, for joining. I really appreciate it. And I'm very excited to see what you release this year.
I could make you promises I can't afford. You could tell me all the ways you hate me, rightfully so.